Let's begin with some Ghana Premier League action. Breaking Chelsea, they took on Karela United. It was a very tight game. In the end, it secured a 1-0 win.
So Breaking Chelsea will still continue from where they left off. It's another opportunity coming their way. Sapo fires it this time, and he's dead on target with the first goal of the afternoon.
Brilliant finish from the substitute. I mean, he knew all what he wanted to do from that pass. Here, he had all the time to take that shot, and first shot on target.
All right, so they got that 1-0 win. Same thing Adriana Stars did. They hosted Hearts of Oak. Hearts of Oak just don't seem to know how to win games in Dormaa. It was a 1-0 defeat for the champions.
Yes, Prince Aqua. Lovely pass laid through by the youngster. A chance for Adriana Stars. That is the goal!
Amazing.
Sam Adams.
And we look at the replay here, Prince. Just when he got the ball, he had already measured the post. He's not looking at the goalkeeper, but just look at where he blasted the ball. Down the corner, and Richmond Ayi beating.
Referee Selom Yao Bless brings the first half to an end. Accra Hearts of Oak had to end the half, substituting Richard Atta, and 0-2 against the Porcupine Warriors. Here's an opportunity. What a drive! Are you completely beaten from that thunderbolt?
It was a giveaway from Fatau. Lost the ball completely and passed to with a Siru, but look at that venom.
Adam. Enterprising shot on target. Oh my word!
He went for power through the laces, and yeah, look at that dummy, brilliantly done. And Alex Boachi.
Yaya Mohammed drives. Ayi makes a save.
Super hit again. He really put lenses through this one. Bullet got it in between the wall. Super stop there from Ayi.
All right, so another very narrow victory for Adriana Stars over Accra Hearts of Oak. Hearts of Oak can't keep, they can't seem to put a consistent run together at all. We'll try and show you the Kotoko game a little later. Still waiting for those highlights to come through, but when it does, we will show it to you. But before then, here's a look at the full result sheet from match week 20 of the Ghana Premier League, match week 19. Asante Gold, actually it's match week 20, so that title at the top should change. Asante Gold, they won 2-0 against King Faisal. Breaking Chelsea, they beat Karela 1-0. You saw the highlights of that game as well. Accra Lions, they won 1-0 against Dreams FC. Wafa also beat RTU by 1-0. So RTU fans, after the demonstration, they have not been able to get a consistent run together. Mediama Sporting Club also 1-0 winners over 11 Wonders. Great Olympics, Lagos City share the spoils. Elmina Sharks and Bechem United, cracking game, 5-goal thriller. Bechem urged it 3-2. Adriana Stars, they beat Hearts of Oak by 1-0. Bob, you really need to pay attention. Asante Kotoko, they won by 5-0. In Fege, who usually doesn't get to play a lot, he scored a brace, and Mbele also came off the bench to score a goal there in that 5-0 victory. Here's the table. After 20 games, Kotoko still top, 44 points. And you see Adriana Stars second, Great Olympics in third, and Bechem United occupying the final spot in that top 4 race. The bottom, Wafa, 11 Wonders, and Elmina Sharks. But take a look at RTU. You see why their fans are very unhappy. After returning to the Premier League for the first time in 11 years, they now find themselves being dragged into the relegation battle. They're level on points with Wafa, who just beat them And by next week, if they don't win, they could be in the bottom 3. So things not looking good at the moment as far as they are concerned. Coach, I know where you want to start from. Accra House of Oak's consistency, highly questionable. Today they're good, tomorrow they're not. It's almost as if that's what it's going to be for the rest of the season. This is what it's been for the whole season, and this is being a very poor title defense.
Look, it is what it is. That is why I said it's been like that. And it's like the technical team, the playing body, they've come to accept that. Because if you're a defending champion, you cannot put some run together. Then there are serious issues. And look, if you go back to the goal again that they conceded, how many times have we not sat here to complain about
the same type of goals?
And that is unacceptable. For them, it's like one pass completely takes every covering defender out of the picture.
True.
And the player always get the chance to run straight to go and face the goalkeeper. Adriana should have won this game by at least 3-0. They created all the decent chances.
They did.
And the manner in which they were that comfortable, just splitting the House of Oak defenders back 4, midfield 2. Look, I think Samobwedu, like I've sat here before and I've said, he had a chemistry working for him, especially in midfield. That chemistry was brought to an end because of the exodus of Mananete and Nefutu. I would have thought, I have said it, that if I was the one in charge, Nete and Nefutu played alongside this boy, the other
Salim?
midfielder. No,
Ansambotri.
Okay.
where is Ansambotri?
Ansa is basically now relegated to the bench. He's
That
not
is- look,
started a match.
Practically, that is why the team is struggling in midfield. Because I think that for someone who was part of a winning 3 in the middle of the pack, if the other 2 are gone, why is he not the base of the new foundation?
But isn't it the same issue you talked about? Because
Yes.
we saw a midfield combination of Montari, Salim, and
then-
Abdulaziz
yes.
totally dominate Kotoko
They will.
in one match.
They will.
Then the next game,
That is why there's an issue, because these guys will not give you the consistency that you require. So get at least the one person who's been an integral part of whatever you've achieved in midfield or whatever you achieved last season in midfield. Let him be the untouchable there and let the others play off him. So every time around, I believe Ansamboche should be in the team. And I believe that once he's in the team, he will guide Salim and the rest as to how Samuel Boadu wants his midfield throw to thrive.
okay.
We've not seen that all season. And the team has been so inconsistent. And they've conceded the same type of goals. When Emmanuel Nete and the Futu and Ansamboche play in that midfield, one pass never cut open the House of Oak. I never saw anything of the sort last season. Not of this nature. And to me, it is not acceptable. It's so poor a title defense. Look, if you have not won the league for close to 10, 11 years, and you get to win it, you don't hand it over in this manner. And I think it's been cheaply handed over to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Don't take anything away from them, though. They've done what they had to do, because they did say that if they had played most of their games in Kumasi last season, they don't think House of Oak would have won there, because they had a comfortable lead before House came from behind and then turned everything around and won the league. Let me point out something on Accra Great Olympics. Look, we've not taken notice of them, isn't it?
Yeah, they've built a very consistent run together.
Yes, but as it stands, they are third on the law.
They have been there for a while.
For a while
coach
now.
said they intend to stay there.
And I've overheard Anu Walker says, Kotoko may win the league, but he can assure them one thing: he will beat them when they come to Accra. He's on record to have said so emphatically. He said that all things being equal, we will see a different Accra Great Olympics the second.
Yeah.
So for me, I was massively disappointed when they couldn't wrap up the 3 points against Legon City.
Cities.
I thought that they played so well in the very early stages of that game. They should have taken about 2-3-0 lead very early. The first 20 to 30 minutes, this will have gone up by 3-0. But it's very typical of football. The longer it stays at 1-0, the opponent trailing has got every belief that they can come in there and make a point. And that was exactly what happened. But again, wow, the quality of our pitches.
Yeah. I mean, it's becoming boring, isn't it?
Look, it is not bringing the best out of our players.
It isn't.
It is not improving our game.
At all.
It is making our game look so bad.
Yeah.
And for me, I pity these boys. Because if we can provide them with a better playing surface, that will improve their game tremendously.
The only quality pitch is Bayara, and when you watch the football from there, it's
so
so much
sweet.
better. And there's
so
better
beautiful.
goals there coming as well. Yeah. Daniel, I mean, there's a lot we can say about Kumasi Asante Kotoko, their performance. The Cameroonian players, one in Fega who hasn't played a lot this season, he's coming, he scored a brace, brilliant. Mbella came on, scored a penalty, so he's increased his tally as well. Those two Cameroonians have brought something entirely different to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. As I said, we'll try and get you those highlights as soon as they come true. But Daniel, I just want you to touch on RTU and their struggles. The last week, the stories coming out of Tamale haven't been nice. The fans stormed the team's training ground, seized everything, including babes, footballs. It's not changed the result, has it?
It's not. It's a disgraceful attitude. Honestly, we shouldn't be having these sort of things at this stage of our football. If your team is not winning, yes, everybody gets frustrated when their team is not winning, but you have no right to storm the training ground and seize things and refuse to allow the team to train. It's really unfair on the players, on the technical team, on everybody who runs the club. And the fans, there are better ways to voice out your anger and your frustration than doing that. But more drop points again this weekend, then it doesn't really look good for them. If you look at apart from Elmina Sharks, who look like they've given up in the league, the relegation, yes, you might look like they are close to it. But you see, the interesting thing about this league is that you are just about 2 wins away from just propelling yourself totally out of that situation. And the fact is, they can do it. We've seen their early form in this season.
And isn't that the issue? And people may not want to point it out and maybe downplay it, but I honestly think that Sandan going to the AFCON, coming back injured,
it affected them.
It's not helped them at all.
Your best player...
But he didn't even play at the AFCON.
Yeah, your best player starts the season very well. Then
he was top scorer.
Yeah, then he leaves. And then, unfortunately for him, he couldn't play at the AFCON because of the injury.
And we don't stop the league, we continue.
We continue, and they have to live with life without him. And then he comes back. Look, it will by all means cause all sorts of instability at the club. But I don't feel that it is enough to say that because of him. Look, if you are you have to plan for every possibility. You cannot enter a league season and your entire plan is around one player.
Because to be fair, they would have been happy that their player got chosen.
Yeah, they would have been happy. In fact, the Olympics were happy that Maxwell Adebayo was there. They didn't really care if he didn't play, but he was part of the 28 that went to the AFCON. It shows that at least the club is doing something right. I feel like, look, and if you look at the manner in which they are dropping points, it's just been inconsistency in styles, in the approach, in terms of experience. It's a mixture of things. But as I'm saying, look, it's really not over. We are just 20 games into the season. There's a lot of time, especially for them to use their strong home form. Nobody likes to go to Tamale to play. They can, look, 2 wins are literally 2 wins on the bounce, and they could be took completely out of the relegation zone. So I don't think it's fair for them to go at the players and the technical team like that. As I said, everybody gets frustrated. But if that's how everybody was behaving in the league, how are we going to move forward? If we're all angry and we say, as a folk fans say, because we are going to seize the bibs and seize the balls and will not allow them to train, how are we going to live? That's not the standard we want to be setting. That's not the precedence we want to be setting. So these sorts of attitudes must change. It's really not the best.
Okay. So the fans of RTU being urged to be a little patient. Be a little patient with the team that has also come around. I've just also been going through the scores now, and I just have to say Great Olympics actually won by a goal to nil. Lagos City never got that goal back.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Again,
Bob.
Bob.